Welcome to our EIC ACCESS Plus Info Session number 9, Fundraising Support for EIC-backed Innovators. We will share with you now the agenda of today's info session. We will start introducing, we have the presentation of Gisela Sanz, who will be presenting the EIC Business Acceleration Services. Then we will continue with the EIC Service Catalogue, introduced by our colleagues of Ira. Then we will continue with the presentation of the EIC Partners providing support fundraising. We will continue with the presentation of what is EIC ACCESS Plus and how you can benefit from this co-finance scheme and all the steps for your understanding. We will continue with questions and answers. We welcome now Gisela Sanz, Project Advisor at the European Innovation Council.
Thank you very much, Christina. Good afternoon to all of you present here today at this fundraising info session organized by ACCESS Plus project. So a project that integrates the ecosystem partnership program put in place by the European Innovation Council, or where I work, for the team of the Business Acceleration Services, with the intention of providing to our EIC beneficiaries support beyond just the EIC funding. So we are very proud of having this program in place with several EIC partners providing this specific service that is so important for our beneficiaries, which is the fundraising. I hope the EIC innovators present here today will find it useful, that they will find eventually among these EIC partners and others that eventually we also have in the EIC catalog, services that are useful for them in the fundraising mission that they have in order to develop their innovations even further. So for the EIC, it is really an honor to participate with all of you in this kind of sessions that we really hope that are useful for our beneficiaries. So that will be all from me.
Thank you very much, Gisela. We continue now with the presentation of our colleagues of Ira. Dora Aibu, official contractor of the European Innovation Council, will be introducing us the EIC Ecosystem Partnership Program and including this catalog.
Thank you, Christina. So my intervention will be very brief. It will just be an overview of the program and the catalog, as most of you are already quite aware. The EIC Ecosystem Partnership Program is a member of the BAS package. So what we do is to bring in actors from the industry and also, of course, from academia to bring in sector specialized or niche specific services, so acceleration services, venture building services, some even due diligence, IP, talent acquisition services to EIC awardees to support them in their advancements to the market. And we do this, as you are aware, with the EIC Service Catalogue. So it's our one-stop shop where we have the full listing of partners and services. So far, we have about 274 EIC partners, of course, increasing every month as it is an open call and we onboard new partners every on a monthly basis. We also have over 600 services, and these are classified into 11 service categories. Of course, the categories are 11 at the moment. Initially, there were 10, and we added internationalization services. Once we realized there was interest from EIC beneficiaries on these, and of course, this will increase in the future as well. Other than the listings of partners and services, we also have access to the EIC BAS, so the other service as BAS offers, so such as the venture building, tech to market, or the women leadership program, the EIC community, the EIC coaching, corporate, and many other offers that are provided to EIC awardees by the EIC. We also have access to the 53 IP due diligence expert. These are coming from EU IPO, so completely different entity hours, and of course, access point to the EIC Access Plus co-funding platform. Service applications are done through the EIC Access Plus platform, not the catalog. So this is very important to take note. This is mostly for the beneficiaries who will be applying. Each service has its own dedicated landing pages. So when you apply for services, so when you go to EIC Access Plus and request for co-funding, or for those that do not have fees, so we do have services that are free of charge, you need to take note of, for instance, the service ID. That's very important information. And for those that would require co-funding, the financial requirements. Other details include the duration, sector, TRL, which are also relevant. On the same page, you'll also find a button. So when you scroll down, it's a blue button that says contact the service provider. And this is how you can communicate with the partner before you go to EIC Access Plus for the co-funding. And we encourage you to do this. So this is to avoid going back and forth, first going for co-funding, and then once they ask you more questions about the service, you don't understand it, then you have to go back to the partner. So to avoid loss of time, we encourage you first to clarify all your doubts with the partner. By any chance, if the partner is not responsive to your contacts, you can always reach out to my team. So that will be myself and my colleague Christina, who would be able to prompt the partners to be responsive. We also have the EIC beneficiary brief. So this is a guidebook, a very simple guidebook that you'll find on the catalog, showcasing how you can navigate through the catalog, but also how to apply for the co-funding, which is very important process. Of course, the catalog is exclusively for EIC beneficiaries and Seal of Excellence holders. On the communication aspect, we have events. So we have what we call the Ask Me Anything events. This is coming from the Ecosystem Partnership Program, not EIC Access Plus, like as is today. These are webinars where they're thematic, usually either by category. So those that are about support fundraising, for instance, or internationalization services only, or they could be sectorial, so health, medtech, clean tech, and so on. And we have these several times a year, so for sometimes 5 times a year. And we also have the EIC Partners Day. So this is an offline or physical event that takes place normally back-to-back with the EIC Summit. We'll have the next one next year, of course. And we bring the partners and also beneficiaries and all other actors as well, if possible, so that you can network and exchange ideas. And we also have the EIC community. So EIC Partners, if you're not aware, you are able to be included in the EIC community. You simply need to let us know. And beneficiaries also to know that EIC Partners have a dedicated label on the community as EIC Partners. So in case you want to communicate with them, it is also possible. Other than that, we have materials, including the brief and also some videos on the website. So under FAQs on the catalog, that you can use to learn more about the catalog. They are usually very brief and illustrative. And we also encourage you to subscribe to our EIC BAS newsletter. So this is not just about the catalog or our program, but BAS as a whole. So you will learn more about what the EIC is doing and also what is coming out of the other BAS initiatives. In case of need, please do not hesitate to contact us at EIC Partnership Help Desk email, as you see on the screen, and we will be available to support you however we can.
Thank you, Teodora. Let's continue now with the presentations of all the EIC partners that today accepted to join us. So all of them, they are providing fundraising support services. So we will start with the presentation of Emanuele Pizzatti, General Partner at Futurewave.
Thank you, Christina. It's a pleasure to meet everybody. I'll briefly introduce our company, Futurewave. We are located in Switzerland. We have 7 collaborators, 2 in Sweden, 2 in Benelux, and 3 in Switzerland. And today we also have a leg in Saudi Arabia. So we essentially established this business with the clear idea of bridging the gap between venture capital and private equity. in two ways. One is with a direct support to the companies that we have in portfolio from an investment standpoint. So here we like to really team up with the managers and look at ways of improving their business, right, through financial instruments or partnerships, specifically around business development. Or that's the second pillar around public affairs, where we are particularly strong at, I would say. So we have two business lines. One is this advisory support, right, that we can definitely talk about. And then we have also an investment business ourselves, where we do invest into companies. We typically look at everything that is around the theme of smart infrastructure. So this is can be green building technologies, transportation technology. It's very much around the companies that are supplying the infrastructure of today, transitioning the one of tomorrow. It must be very much B2B, right? But also we have track record and experiences also in agri-tech, in logistics, and also in healthcare, right? So should you want to discuss also healthcare, this is something that we can do. So our role with you, it's really, can be really a companion in this journey. We can support you in raising funds via structures, either funds, dedicated funds, or even SPVs that we can even manage ourselves. We are regulated to do so, or even supporting you in particularly your go-to-market journey. So I would say that a good business partner for us could be a company around, CSA, right? That could be something that we can discuss very much, but also later on. So we like to have commercial traction, and that we think that we are possibly more effective. We also have maybe a quick final note. We also have quite some significant experiences in strategic finance, meaning that we can also bring you in front of corporates, right? They can also have a much wider conversation with you, which can go also in the direction of product integration or distribution partnership, maybe even joint ventures, rather than investment only, right? So our we are really coming from private equity, right? So we kind of can advise also in many other aspects around financing.
Thank you very much, Emanuele. And we continue now with the next presentation of Blue Morpho, Awardees, Amelan.
Thank you very much for having me today. This is my pleasure to be here with you today. Myself, I am coming from research. I'm a researcher and entrepreneur myself. I started a business in 2003, and I joined Blue Morpho from the beginning. So we are a team of experts. We understand deep tech, and we have been in your shoes. So that's why we define ourselves as a boutique innovation strategy firm. We're a small team, but only of experts, and the experts are working on a daily basis with our customers. So we operate into three different domains that I'm going to describe later, but you have to consider ourselves as ecosystem architect. And we are working with, since 2016, all the companies in our network have together raised up to 1 billion euros in health, semiconductors and AI, blue economy, and more at large deep tech. You can maybe recognize a few companies here in quantum, robotics, or even healthcare. We are operating in three verticals at the moment. One is in the blue economy on the left, financing maritime innovation action, financing health innovation as well, and the new one, which started last year. Actually, I am myself coming from the semiconductor industry, but we started this program recently. And we have one particular action with EIC on the 18th of November at Semicon, where we're going to make the Cheap Finance Forum, where we're going to introduce EIC startups with deep tech venture capital investors. So this will be about 60 startups and 40 venture capital investors. We are the co-founder and the curator of the Info Venture Summit. It's a deep tech investor event which takes place every 2 years. So you have here in this room a pool of deep tech investors coming from mostly Europe, but also from around the world for 30%. And we work very closely with them. They share with us their investment strategy, and they like to see the companies that we're working with. So in the frame of the EIC Accelerator Catalogue, we have 3 offers, one on research and development to find the right partners, another one on business acceleration, which is more about business development, and the last one on fundraising, which I'm going to introduce now. So this is more for early stage or growth stage fundraising. It's delivered between 6 to 8 weeks. There are 4 phases. First stage is an analysis phase where you are working with an expert and we want to assess your investor readiness. And then we challenge your business case, we challenge your story, and we suggest a number of recommendations. And then we move to a matchmaking phase where we align your storytelling with the investor network that we have, deep tech investors, and we move to a pre-validation phase. So the investors that I just introduced you from the Info Venture Summit are the first trusted partner we are working with. So you will meet in very short meeting 3 to 5 investors. They give us their feedback and we share with you this information. And then we move to a more elaborated workshop. That's it for me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Regis. So we continue now with the following presentation. So we have Giorgio Recine, a managing partner at Lira, and he invited Max Fries, representing Magnotard.
Yes, thank you, Christina. Thanks for the invitation. I will briefly introduce the company and our services, and then leave the word to Max, who is kind of a testimonial of these services. Lira is a consultancy based in Ireland, in Italy, and in Croatia. We work with deep tech startups, basically, and we support them in the innovation management, so in defining their go-to-market strategy, their business planning, and access to finance, both from private and public sources, including EIC supporting schemes. We also support companies in the sustainability sector to prove their metrics through life cycle assessment services. Our team is comprised of 50% PhDs. We are a team of 15. And in addition to these economists and engineers, we have extensive experience in technology. And from there, we also support the business development of the companies. We work in several domains, including biotech, food tech, energy and clean tech, and robotics and space tech. We have, listed our services in the EIC ACCESS Plus and Service Catalogue into 3 services. One is the business planning and access to finance, where we support companies to produce an investor-ready business plan for private and public fundraising opportunity, where we carry out these services, including technology assessment, use case analysis, market analysis, and preparing the financial model and the cash flow investment need for the company. And as said, we also are working with life cycle analysis. So in this domain, we carry out environmental life cycle analysis, where we model the process and compare it with benchmark using the indicators to quantify the impact on the several domains, and also carry out life cycle costing, so economic impact analysis, and if needed, also social impact analysis. This service allows companies to have a decision support tool to make data-driven decision to optimize their product process design and procurement process, and also confirm the impact to investors or corporates, which are more and more asking to quantify the impact for their ESG requirements. In the EIC Service Catalogue and Access Plus support, we have worked with two companies. One is Lira to carry out the life cycle assessment. They are working on prolonged food shelf life with natural solutions. And the other one is Magnatherm, working on refrigerant-free cooling. And on this, I invited Max to share what the service that they've used and what they are doing.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Max from Magnatherm. So we deal with clean cooling technologies, and we deal both, let's say, in the cooling sector, but also a lot in the raw materials sector. And we work together with Lira in several interfaces so far. So we were part of the EIC Accelerator, where we were very happy with working on them, especially on the business side and actually on the resource side. And then we took part together with Lira also in a EIC Pathfinder challenge, where we were developing new materials and then developed this idea into a EIC transition challenge. So I see the real strengths of the company having experts in various fields. So especially in the raw materials sector, the energy sector, where we are playing in, we were nicely advised and also worked on our business plan, but also in optimizing our products in terms of the environmental and social impact of things. Thank you.
Thank you both, Giorgio and Max. We continue now with the following presentation made by Winnovart, Ira Dinolan, a finance officer, founders associate. She will be presenting the services that they are providing, and she also invited Nick Canot-Poulos.
Thank you, Christina, for the introduction, and thank you to the EIC ACCESS Plus team for hosting this event. At Winnovart, we are a fundraising and investment advisory company. We operate at the intersection of government funding and venture capital, so the EIC ecosystem is very important to us. We believe in a data-driven intelligence for your fundraising and growth. So we are very pleased to have been included in the EIC Service Catalogue with our fundraising readiness and investor outreach program. This service can cover all EIC pathways and can be delivered in 6 months. So more details about the general aspects of our program, such as the discovery stage, the mentoring, and initial feedback from investors, can be found on our service profile in the service catalogue. However, in this particular info session, we want to focus more on our data-driven approach and the value of comparables. So we are putting comparables at the center of this investor intelligence. Your company is a source of taxonomy, public IP data, fundraising history, geography, etc. And based on these aspects, we can create a landscape of comparables in terms of geography, size, maturity, etc. And from these comparables, we extract a lot of investment intelligence. This has a lot of valuable data, such as investor landscape, patent landscape, corporates or clients, as well as key personas in subsectors. So based on our initial analysis, we identified around 40 plus comparable companies located across multiple geographies, as you can see in the geomap in the top right-hand corner, and 180 plus investors coming from the US, Switzerland, and Germany, all with mixed profiles. So here there is a rich universe of comparables. Over 50 plus companies are identified, as well as 220 plus investors, as well as an interesting patenting activity in the bottom right-hand corner there. And finally, in the following slide, we have an EIC Accelerator example. Here we've identified around 80 plus investors with various profiles, as well as 35 plus comparable companies. So these will be either similar companies or competitors. So this might seem like a small slice compared to the other examples. However, we're trying to be a little bit more granular and hyper-focused on the relevant subsector, and then complement this with larger lists, as well as considering a company's investor thesis. So in the next slide, we hear a little bit from Nick, Bright Solar, the accelerator example that I just showed. So they are based in Greece. They are a nanomaterials company with an innovative solar glass panel, and they recently successfully closed a Series A round with the EIC fund.
Good afternoon. Thanks EIC and Winnovart for having us briefly speak today. As Ira mentioned, we raised Series A of 8.6 million with the participation of the EIC in a blended finance scheme in order to build our manufacturing facility in Greece, which is a factory that makes semi-transparent solar panels that are nano-coated and dedicated to agricultural applications. We are currently raising Series A plus, a bridging round of 3 million, and we find it very, very useful to work with Winnovart, because in Series A, besides EIC, our co-funding investors were from Greece. Now we are bridging. We are reaching out of the country, because expansion capital is not readily available in Greece. And although we have lists of multi-thousand investors, we found the Winnovart approach of the data-driven approach of comparables and relating IP, and also the using investor intelligent platforms. We found the approach yielding a very high granularity in terms of suitable investors for us to contact and engage with, which is very, very useful. I mean, it saves a lot of time, and we hope to complete this bridging round quickly. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Nick, for sharing your experience. So the EIC itself is a wonderful ecosystem with multiple funding streams and companies at different stages of development around the same general sectors. So there are a lot of comparables here. The EIC portfolio alone has over 1,000 companies, so there's a lot of inspiration here. So therefore, there is a lot of investment intelligence that can be extracted from public data available. So at Winnovart, we are one of these providers that can maybe help the process a little be quicker, as well as more scalable. We are here to help. Thank you for having us, and we look forward to staying in touch.
Thank you very much, Ira and Nick, for participating in this info session. So we continue now with Omer Ben David, representing Argentum.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity. I'm Omer. I'm the head of the consulting department at Argentum Consultants. I hold a master's degree in finance, and I've been working at the firm for the past 7 years. Argentum is a consulting firm that specializes in securing European funding for deep tech and innovation-driven firms in all areas of technology across Europe. We account for approximately 40 employees, all dedicated to guiding and supporting our clients to meet their financial needs. I'll go quickly on our available services. So we have the multi-submission strategy, which is a long-term hands-on collaboration based on multiple grant applications. Service includes the creation of tailor-made submission plan, comprehensive support throughout the submission process, and in relevant cases, grant management and reporting services. We have Argentum Consortia Link, the ACL, which is leading and facilitating participation in large-scale EU collaborative projects, leveraging partnerships through our ACE platform, Argentum Consortia ecosystem, comprising established partnerships with research centers, academia, hospitals, piloting and industrial partners, and more. And Argentum Investment Link, which is our equity fundraising support to secure strategic investments, which is our main focus for today, obviously. So in recent years, with European funding instruments increasing incorporated equity components, such as the EIC Accelerator and the EIC Step Scale-Up programs, companies must be investment ready, know how to build their investment case, position themselves correctly, and communicate with the investor in a structured manner. ALL is intended to support tech companies across horizon clusters, helping them approach investors with clarity, confidence, and credibility. Our services include due diligence, preparedness, and investment readiness. We assist our clients in building a comprehensive and investor-oriented document package. This includes ensuring that all investor required materials are complete, consistent, and aligned with investor expectations and due diligence standards. We also conduct pre-pitch coaching, which includes preparation sessions, refining the value proposition, and storytelling for investor audiences to a coherent fundraising narrative. And finally, we assist in, we facilitate introduction with potential investors, either through our investors network or by utilizing our outreach methodologies to attract potential investors and bring the most relevant ones to the table for investment pitch meeting. Argentum has supported hundreds of clients in more than 30 countries with this model across a wide range of deep tech sectors, securing around 100 million euros every year. Our strength lies in our team, expertise, dedication, and quality of service. We bring together specialists across all aspects of European funding, all working in close coordination with hands-on experience, making our clients both fundable and investable. We work closely with our clients over time. It gives us valuable inputs into their R&D strategies, their unique strengths, their execution capabilities, which enables us to guide them effectively through the complex landscape of European funding. Therefore, if you seek strategic investment, need support in structuring your investment case, you're welcome to contact us further to explore how AIL can help you get there.
Thank you. We continue now with the following presentation. Alex, and representing Be Granted, Director of Strategy and Innovation Management, will be presenting their services.
Well, thank you for the introduction and thank you for the invitation to this webinar. It's great to virtually meet everybody. My name is Alex Neagu, and I represent my company, Be Granted. Be Granted was founded in 2018 due to my desire to improve the process of transferring technology from the lab to the hands of the end users. Through my previous experience in consultancy and venture capital, I noticed that a lot of innovation is stuck due to a lack of funding. We specialize in supporting innovative companies, in securing European funding, and scaling their projects from research to market. Our main activity areas are ERC grants, EIC Pathfinder, and EIC transitions. EIC Awardees are developing, in our experience, some of the most impressive technologies in Europe, deep tech, disruptive solutions with enormous potential. However, many of these companies face a common challenge. Their innovation is scientifically outstanding, but their investment story can be complex. Investors often struggle to fully understand the business potential behind the technology, and this leads to less than ideal results. That's where the real gap lies, in our opinion, between innovation and investor expectations. At the top level, it's usually not about the quality of the science, but about translating that innovation into a narrative and structure that investors can connect with. And what's needed is alignment, aligning strategy, business models, financials, so that the company's value is clear, credible, and investment ready. And this alignment is exactly where I support EIC companies, either during the proposal preparation stage or within funded projects in market analysis and business development. Our work combines both the scientific and business dimensions of innovation because successful fundraising depends on mastering both. From the scientific side, I work across wide sectors such as biotechnology, medical devices, engineering, renewables, physics, chemistry, areas where technical depth and credibility are essential, with the expectation that most of the technical input is delivered by my collaborators. My own background is in stem cell biology. On the business side, my expertise covers business and patent intelligence, market and competitive analysis, defining clear product and development strategies. I also support companies in identifying risks, planning mitigation strategies, and structuring their fundraising, whether through venture capital or public funding instruments, all the way to commercialization. This dual focus allows us to help EIC awardees connect their scientific achievements with strong investor-ready business strategies. When it comes to fees, we work with two simple and transparent models. The first is an hourly rate, flat fee per hour, which offers full flexibility for shorter or highly focused assignments. The second option is a fixed upfront fee, which applies to well-defined projects and is invoiced only after the work is submitted. Both models are designed to ensure clarity, flexibility, and alignment with the scope of each client's needs. Moreover, they are fully aligned with the EIC Code of Conduct. My approach is structured yet flexible, designed to guide each company from idea to a strong investor-ready proposal. It begins with the Inspire phase, where we hold an initial call to discuss potential concepts, align expectations, and decide together on the best timeline for submission. Then in the Build and Manage phase, we provide templates, coordinate inputs, and take responsibility for developing and writing the proposal itself. During this stage, we also help with preliminary market research, letters of support if needed, and of course, the final submission. Finally, in the Grow phase, we move beyond proposal writing. So we go to setting up partnership strategies, identifying market niches, and drafting business plans that help position the project for long-term growth. This structured process ensures clarity, efficiency, and measurable results at every step, from concept to market.
Thank you very much, Alex. So we continue now with the last EIC partner presenting today. I want to introduce Kush from the Smile Venture Hub, that also invited Vahid from the Smile Venture to participate.
My name is Kush Punyani. I'm the Chief Business Officer at Smile Venture Hub. We are a Lund-based organization in south of Sweden. Just to give you a quick background, we started off 18 years ago as a national incubator, specializing within life science. And today we have diversified the services that we are providing to our collaborators across a spectrum of different benefits. Today, the focus is going to be regarding our investment support services. So the two ones that I would like to highlight here that you'll also find on the EIC platform are Smile eDragon Academy and Smile EIC Venture Growth Program, both specializing for life science companies. And for that for us, that means medical technology, health technology, pharmaceuticals and biotech, as well as deep food technology. So to tell you a little bit about eDragon, it's a 5-week digital training and consulting service, along with tailored support from our advisors that I will show you in a couple of slides as well. This is 15 modules that you get access to, along with direct access to our advisors from fundraising expertise, as well as technical domain-specific expertise. We go through topics as you've heard before regarding investor readiness, but also help you deep dive into how VCs work so you can plan and not just be dependent on us moving on. Of course, we help you tweak your financing strategy and help you identify what is the best way to communicate with VCs. One additional thing that we touch upon here is also governance. We see that as quite relevant as founders get prepared to start working in a VC-driven board. So we focus quite a lot on governance in this program as well. The next program that I'd like to discuss is our Smile EIC Venture Growth Program. It's a tailored, market-oriented business development support for the life science companies within the sectors that I mentioned before. And it traditionally has been a residency program, but today we are also delivering this service on digital meetings as well. Most beneficiaries or most clients stay within this service between 2 to 4 year period. We do focus quite a lot in this service on capital access that I'll tell you more about in a second. But we also go into business advisory, and that is because our staff, my colleagues, are experienced entrepreneurs within these different technical domains that might be of relevance for you. We also help you connect with corporates that can be your future customers, but also advisors. And one unique selling point that we have for our program is that you also can get access to core facilities. And these are essentially labs where you can do anything from mini drug discovery pipeline, where you get access to the instrumentation that we maintain for you as well as food tech laboratories that Wahid will talk about in a couple of minutes to you as well. And of course, there's a community aspect here as well, because you get to be a part of the Smile community and get access to or get introduced to all the members as well as alumni. And today we've had over 115 companies as alumni from this service. Within the capital access part of this service, we are experts in fundraising and we help you build your equity story. It's very hands-on. We will interact with you on a very frequent basis. It can be as often as once a week, depends on your needs, and we can help you identify them together. And there are other clients where we meet them once a month. We can have communication in between as the need is. We help you improve your investment readiness, specifically looking at professional investors and VCs, and also focus on governance and building your due diligence deck. We have a very strong investor base of national in Sweden as well as international investors. And we can make warm introductions for you as well as help you prepare for those meetings. On top of that, we also have a small venture fund, an investment company that is in part owned by the Swedish government that can also inject in these beneficiaries if they meet the qualification and eligibility criteria. Just to give you a hint of how the success rates for these companies have been that we worked with over the last since these numbers are from 2014, so 84% have been able to raise professional capital. And this is quite a high number, especially when it comes to life sciences. And these companies that we work with till date raised 1.16 billion euros, not all with our help, but since they started working with us. This is our team. And within this team, these are the 8 business advisors that you can get access to. Of course, several of us are actually entrepreneurs with experiences from both IPOs and acquisitions. We've run our companies, we founded, we've come from technical side, we've also come from leadership and sales side, but we also have experience within venture capital and domain-specific expertise, as I mentioned before. But another thing that can be quite underplayed is the support that you need in your product development. We would have experts for that, as well as for leadership and business development. And I would like to hand over to Wahid from Safeveggie, who has been one of our collaborators.
Hi, my name is Wahid. I'm a co-founder and former CEO of Safeveggie, and currently I'm Chief Innovation Officer. Our business, our work, and our startup started to grow like in an exponential level since we joined Smile, due to having a state-of-the-art infrastructure regarding various labs for life sciences and advisors that are entrepreneurs already, and they had successful IPOs. Kush himself had several successful IPOs here. So this year we were qualified for EIC Accelerator grants, blended 2.5 million euro grants and up to 10 million euro investment by EIC fund that we are in the progress now. We joined Smile in 2021 and we moved our labs from university to Smile. And then Smile Inject Capital invested in our company as a pre-seed in a round that a couple of other VCs joined. So far, the total amount of grants and investments we have absorbed and they're coming is around 10 million euros. We have had dedicated support in finance and product launch regulatory expertise by different advisors here, and they have been with us all the way from the beginning and today. And also the community we are here, we have managed to make co-development with other companies and come up with new IPs.
Thanks a lot, Vahid. As you can hear, he's a true entrepreneur spirit. And I would also like to highlight what he has been doing here. It's the first European company, right, Vahid, who has been able to replace plastic from coating vegetables to keep them
Yes,
to
we have made
extend
the
the shelf
first,
life.
yeah, first ever coating for protecting fruits and vegetables such as cucumber, pepper, eggplants, and so on that extends the shelf life, and it's fully food stuff from food category, and it's invisible and it can be consumed as food. It comes from rapeseed oil and oat oil, and we have launched the product successfully 3 weeks ago.
Thanks a lot, Vahid. That was all from our side.
Thank you, Vahid and Kush. Thank you all EIC partners for introducing all your services. Now we continue with the EIC ACCESS Plus Info Session. So right now it's Antonio Zangrilli who will be introducing the EIC ACCESS Plus activities.
Thank you, Maria Cristina. Thank you for introducing me and the project. And then, so I will appreciate the presentation. Maybe ACCESS Plus could be useful to provide them and pivotal means to accelerate the beneficiaries, the use of their services. What is ACCESS Plus? What is ACCESS Plus is a measure funded by the EIC program, and they see. And what we do, we provide a substantial financial support to beneficiaries, and to improve and to accelerate the access to the catalog of services. So our targets are the EIC Awardee project participants and then the Seal of Excellence holders. These are two main categories that we are going to support, and we are being to support with ACCESS Plus. Briefly, our target are 180 firms and the beneficiaries that we'd like to support from the beginning of the project until the end of the project, and so we reserve it, but we can support until up to 60,000 euro for beneficiary for participant. Okay, who are our to go in depth of our beneficiaries? We have beneficiaries from those organizations coming from a Pathfinder Transition of Accelerator project. And then we also support the Seal of Excellence holders who those projects receiving the Seal of Excellence under the EIC program, so only under the EIC program. And we also admit to our program the Seal of Excellence, receiving a Seal of Excellence under the Horizon Europe program. The Seal of Excellence that received this appreciation by the European Commission before the Horizon Europe, unfortunately, they are not allowed to participate in our program. And also we also support the spin-offs. These are specific categories of a company created within one of the project schemes I told before. So for instance, we have funded in a spin-offs creating accelerator project, even though this is not part of the partners of one of these projects. So to sum up, so we support this kind of beneficiaries. To be very clear, we have been supporting universities, we have been supporting research infrastructure, we have been supporting private and public research organization. And the majority of the beneficiary and the organization we support so far are SMEs working on the Pathfinder Transition Accelerator project, but also in the Seal of Excellence holders projects. Okay, which kind of financial support we are providing to these organizations? So the support is a grant, and we can give up to 60,000 euro for each beneficiary, and with the limit. This is the first limit. The second limit that we can provide 50% of the cost they support for accessing to the service catalog. So these are the two limits, but the two thresholds that we let's say we used to provide funds to the beneficiaries. Then we are supporting all the services that have been offered by partners in the catalog. And then the services are those listed in the catalog that we grouped for our internal purposes in 4 service packages. And for each service package, there's an internal threshold that we have to consider, and the beneficiary to let's say also consider when they are applying to Access Plus services. So we have well, this is in this license is reported what we are doing and what are we working in Access Plus. So our support is just to remind you that we support the beneficiaries who would like to access to the service catalog. So we provide them 50%. We cover 50% of the costs. The benefits, the real benefits they have, is in accessing the service catalog that they paid less than the reality. Since in terms of they would pay less than that we had the whole amount of the cost. Since the up to 50% of the cost has been covered by Access Plus. The other 50%, of course, is not covered by us, but the project, by Access Plus project, but they can use all different funds, by internal funds or external private funds, or even they can use also different public supports coming from regional, national, or even international funds. Okay, how to apply to Access Plus? So we have 2 ways. You can use the catalog itself. Then if you go to the catalog, you can see the red button there, and this is a button that you click in there, you can access directly to the Access Plus web page, the funding page of Access Plus, or even you can use directly our website and going to the funding page. There you have there all the instruction on how to apply. Information about the service packages, the service within the service packages, and also the procedures, the step-by-step procedures to apply to Access Plus. So I just introduced you that before applying, of course, you have to participate in our community, and when you register in our community, then you can apply. You can see the application form, and from them you can put there in the application form the information that we ask you to fill in, and then at the end of the application form is very energetic document that my colleague Maria Cristina will show you later on. But after that, when you submit the application form, the procedures can be considered finalized from you, and then we'll start the analysis and the assessment of the applications. So the call is also presented in the funding page. You can get the call there, the Access Plus Open Call, the latest version. And this is very important to realize that it's very important to realize that the call is a very important document to read before applying. And we recommend the beneficiaries to read it very carefully before applying, since a lot of questions we receive are directly answered by the open call provisions. And then after that, when we receive the applications, we collect them in a batch, and we collect every week we make an assessment of the application. So our process, we can say that by 15 days we will receive, evaluate, and provide an answer to the applicants. Okay, for the selection we use seven basic criteria. The first thing is, of course, we check first with a cross-checking. We analyze if they see Awardees of excellence or are those they declare to be, and so we use the participant portal, but other database, just to be sure that who is going to present the application is the person or the enterprise they state they have been stated in the application form. And then we will check the geographical coverage. We will be sure that the applications come from the EU and the associated countries. Then we will see if there are how they are going to to co-fund the services with the internal or external funds. We will check the grant limits since we have been receiving application from the same beneficiaries. Sometimes we for instance some beneficiaries applied twice or 3 times. So we will check first if they have reached the threshold that will be fixed by the project. Then we make an analysis of the service description. There will be a correlation with the service description and the service package they have chosen. And then the service delivery time is very important for us, that the service will be delivered in 6 months for the 3 service packages categories, except for the research packages that we will give more time to the applicant, up to 1 year. But of course, all services should be completed until by the June 2026, unless we have an extension of the project we are discussing for it, or maybe the Access Plus service could be prolonged in the future, but this is another part of the talk. So the service provider, then we will check if the service provider is part of is an EIC Partners, so it is present in the service catalog. And then these are the 7 points that we will analyze for make an assessment of the proposal we are going to receive. Okay, another important issues of the Access Plus is the way we pay the grant. So we have two ways for the payment. The first one, if we consider if the grant are equal or below 10,000 euro, the payment of the grant will be made at the end of the service delivery. So in this case, the applicant should negotiate the service with the service provider, should ensure that the service will be delivered, and then after the service delivery, the applicant can ask us the reimbursement of the grant. The second way is if the grant is above 10,000 euro. In this way, the applicant may ask a pre-financing up to the 50% of the grant, and the other part not paid in advance will be paid at the end of the service conclusions. So these are basically the way we pay the service, the grant, the Access Plus grant. And before the payment, we ask the applicant to fill in a questionnaire that we use for a general evaluation of the service they received, the quality of the service provider, and the other insights and other information we would like to collect. We have to collect for making a broad analysis of the impact of these services to the organization, to the beneficiary organization. Okay, this was the last slide. So if you, of course, through the web portal, Access Plus web portal, you can get a lot of information. But if you need some specific information or would like to know more further, you can get in contact with us directly with me. My name is Antonio Zangrilli. I'm the project manager, and my colleague Magloire. You can use the info.accessplus.eu. This is an email. Well, we will answer very, very fast. Or you can use the other let's say means in the web, in our website, just to get in contact with us and to know more about Access Plus.
Thank you very much, Antonio. So I continue now with very short guidelines on how to best apply to the EIC ACCESS Plus grant through the ACCESS Plus Community Hub. So let me just recall you that you can, if you are an EIC beneficiary, Pathfinder Transition Accelerator or Pilot Phase, you can apply, you are eligible. Also, Seal of Excellence holders and spin-offs, you can apply for this grant. So as my colleague Teodora introduced you, you have the EIC Service Catalogue, you have multiple filters to identify the the suitable service that you would like to have. There are several categories, service categories. I highly suggest that you get familiar, because we will ask you this information when you are applying for the grant. Then once you have identified the service, we ask you to contact the service provider, that they share with you information related to the cost, the timeline, and other important information, so that you have a clear understanding of how it's going to be this tailored service for you. So partners, you're here. Please communicate the service ID number that you can find here, because we will request this information to the applicants. Then once the communication with the service provider is clear, you can apply for the EIC ACCESS Plus co-funding. You will be addressed to our website, and you can find all the materials, all the information that we have explained, Antonio explained. Here, I highly recommend you to have a look on this. And then you will be addressed to our EIC ACCESS Plus Community Hub, where we are doing an eligibility checkpoint. This is the BPI. This is powered by Euroquity, the BPI firms matchmaking platform. Some of you already might have an account, so you just need to log in and join the community. Others, you might need to create a profile. So for sure, it will take a bit longer, but it will be quite smooth. So here it's important, because I make sure to onboard you to see that you are eligible, and to share and try to share with you all the next steps. If you have any problems, of course, you can reach out to our email address. Just a clarification on how Euroquity it's working. So we will just ask you to create your startup profile, fill out just elementary information. Of course, if you are looking for partners and investors, you can complete the more information, but this is optional and it's not mandatory. If you have very clear, if you have already a clear idea of with who you will be working. So don't hesitate in this case to reach out to me via the email or via Euroquity platform. I will be happy to help. So this community hub, we will be sharing here all the materials, information, important events that we will be organizing. And then, of course, you will have access to the form, to the application form that you can fill out, and you will have access to the members list. So all the companies, EIC beneficiaries, you can have a look at who is already in the community, and also the EIC partners that are part of the EIC catalog. So this is my email, personal email. Feel free to reach out if you have any technical issue. Then I want to emphasize that on this, you will have access to the form. It's quite simple, and we ask you to complete the information related, as I said, the name of the provider, the service ID, the cost, the service when it's starting. So for us, it's very important at this stage that you know the name of the provider. Otherwise, your application could be considered as incomplete. So then in this case, we will try to suggest and recommend other EIC partners, but we understand that at this stage, you already have found the EIC partner. And then once you have submitted, here also we mentioned we ask you to sign a declaration of honors that you can download it from our EIC ACCESS Plus website or the Community Hub. These are the two options that you might have. So as my colleague said, Antonio, we will try to give you an answer in 2 weeks. I personally share the applications every Friday, so we have 1 week to evaluate them, and my colleague Antonio Maglar will try to reach out with the following steps. Key takeaways, please join EIC Partners, EIC Awardees, Seal of Excellence. So if you are not today registered, you can join the Community Hub. And if you have any technical issues, you can reach out to me. So that's it from my side. Now we continue with the questions and answers. I see already are beneficiaries of the pre-accelerated also eligible to apply. My colleague Antonio answer is not.
Already the project, Pathfinder Transition, real project can apply, and also so they cannot pre-accelerated project are not eligible.
Seal of Excellence Kaido, they are eligible.
Yes, the Horizon Europe program.
Under here, Horizon Europe, yeah. Where can I find information about a possible public funding to pair the EIC Access Plus or Open Call, Antonio?
If I may intervene, so I think it's Nivas. So Nivas wants to know where to find public funding, right? So for this, I mean, our project is not really capable of giving you this information, but you have where you are located. We don't know where you are located, but you can have access to the services of the Enterprise Europe Network, for example, and they can guide you to any regional or national funding that is available for you, depending also on your category as EIC beneficiary. I'm not sure which one you are in, Seal of Excellence or in the other schemes of the EIC funding. And then when you secure this public funding, national, regional, or even through your grants, if it's the case, then you can use these funding sources to pair them with the EIC Access Plus.
So yes, you're right. So you can use public funding in your region, your nations, and the others. So we cannot provide this kind of information, but of course it's open to you. It's up to you. You can use a lot of public funding to pair the cost of and the kind of Access Plus.
Then there was a question: can the payment be done from part of the budget of an EIC project itself?
Yes, if you have a project approved, you can use it for pairing the amount of Access Plus.
I see another question on the Q&A section. It says, is there a service provider with a rich network for introductions to EU VCs? Maybe Teodora, you have examples, but all these service providers are trying to connect with other investors that the EIC partners that presented today. And it also depends, of course, on the industry that your company is working with.
Yes,
Teodora.
I agree with Christina. It will depend on what you're looking for. What we would suggest is, since you're looking for VCs, to go to the catalog and filter under support fundraising. So this would be a good way for you to find those that are connected to VCs. Others who might have this, that is also access to VCs or networks or partnering within their package, could also be under acceleration, incubation, and venture building, as sometimes this comes as a whole program rather than the standalone services. So filter by these two, and you'll find a good number of partners that could be suitable for you.
I think we try to answer all questions. So Gisela, if you want to say some final words, Antonio as well.
From my side, I hope it was useful for our beneficiaries present here today, and that you can keep exchanging with the partners that presented their services here, or those still in also available in the service catalog. Please do, when you apply, follow the instructions of the Access Plus team so that you can benefit from the 50% co-funding available from the EIC managed by Access Plus on behalf of us, and that you can all benefit from these very targeted services, which we really think can make a difference in the development of your innovations. So thank you very much for the availability of all of you, for Christina for the organization of this important session. I see a new question, Christina. And this is for Teodora and for our catalog.
As a funded company, we are looking for some advice and grant for IP trademark. Is there any beneficial advice?
In this case, we have a lot of options. So on the catalog for IP, we have two streams. One are EIC partners, so the ones that are coming through our program. And if you filter under IP and legal, you'll find these partners. They provide all sorts of different services. And then on the other side, we also have individual experts that are targeting IP and due diligence, and they are coming from EU IPO. And you find these under, so if you go to the catalog and filter under IP and legal, and then you go to IP due diligence, you'll find 53 experts. They all have, more or less different services, but within the same scope, of course, and from different countries, different genders, different expectations, of course, also maybe different prices, but they are also eligible for the co-funding. So we would suggest that you go to both, not just one, and find the ones that suit you. For IP, we would suggest that you first communicate with the partners or the experts, so you can communicate with both of them the same way. You go to the button, click on contact to the service provider, and discuss what you want and agree on the price, and then you go to the co-funding. So that will be the suggestion we give you.
That's the end of our info session. Thank you very much to all EIC partners. It was great to have you, all of you, here. I wish you a nice afternoon.